On this episode of Bite Sized, we are watching and discussing the 67th scene of the movie Twilight. For those of you watching along at home, that's from 148:49 to 150:00. And now, on to the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of Bite Sized. If this is your first time listening to the show, here's what's going on. My name's Ben. I am your host, and I'm not adjusting my mic mid-sentence. I'm being a good boy, Editor Ben. I am, however, watching the movie Twilight one scene at a time with different guests every week. I find someone to be on the show. I send them around 90 seconds of the movie Twilight, and then we talk about it with little to no other context. Speaking of guests joining me today, I've got a performer, puppeteer, and playwright, all beginning with the letter P. Camille Mitchell, welcome to Bite Sized.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. Camille, I'm going to start this interview the way I start every interview on the show, and that's by asking you, what is your history with the Twilight franchise?
I have a very deep connection to the Twilight franchise.
Oh, let's get deep into it then.
They were one of the first full book series. I read all of the Nancy Drew books in elementary school, but when Twilight came out, I followed their releases one by one throughout middle school.
Were you like a midnight release party type?
I wasn't a midnight release party type, although I dabbled. I had a lot of friends that were.
Okay.
But I do remember when the first Breaking Dawn movie came out.
Yeah.
And my friend and I made puff paint t-shirts, and we went to the premiere.
What did those t-shirts say or display?
I really wish I had one in front of me and I could tell you. I cannot remember. I think mine said Team Edward.
Okay.
I think ours said like Team Edward, and we were both Team Edward girls.
That's of the two options presented, Team Edward, Team Jacob. I think that's the better of the two.
Well, great. Wow. Get it all out there, Ben.
Well, I don't think I never said it was a good option. For the record, it's the standing policy of this podcast that we are Team Bella go to college.
I respect that.
She doesn't have to settle for one of two boys.
No, she doesn't.
In her hometown while she is 17.
That's so true.
She could live her life and figure out more about herself before she decides who she's going to marry forever.
I respect that.
Bella go to college.
Bella go to college.
When was the last time you saw these movies?
Oh my God, that's actually funny you mentioned that because I got sick in, I think it was May or April of this year. And I needed a good series event to keep me in and out of fever sleep.
Sure.
And I totally turned on the Twilight movies.
Yeah.
So it had been a minute. I was fully conscious for Twilight. I was fully conscious for New Moon.
The best one.
Absolutely. Eclipse is where it got. That's when I started getting fevery and falling asleep.
That's a good one for that time, for that to kick in. Yeah.
Absolutely. I missed some battles. I missed some intense stares. But after that, I was kind of like, I think I'm good. And I didn't watch Breaking Dawn, but by then I felt better.
That's good.
Yeah.
It did what it needed to do.
It did what it needed to do.
Let's get into the episode, the scene we're watching in this episode. There we go. Bella and Edward arrive at prom. They walk into a room and then they leave that room.
So good.
And that's about all that happens in the 1 minute and 11 seconds we have for today. So let's get into the nitty gritty details of this one. Bella and Edward are on a cliffside, essentially.
Right.
They're looking out over some sort of sound or river or something. It's a gorgeous location for a prom.
Absolutely.
Not what I would expect from something like Forks High School.
No.
Which has, I would assume, about 50, 60 students.
Totally.
I am stunned that they have it there. Maybe they know the owner. I don't know.
I was also stunned. I also feel like their gym might be larger than the venue itself.
For sure.
So I was a little shocked, but I'm with you. It was beautiful.
Probably a good time to then just sort of lay down. Did you go to prom?
I did go to prom.
Okay, great.
I did.
Longtime listeners of the show will know I was homeschooled. I had something approaching a prom experience that we'll get more into in the next episode.
Amazing.
But you're just going to be my baseline for what is and is not a normal high school prom experience.
Okay, that sounds great.
What was your prom like?
Okay, so my prom, I was really proud of my dress. I found this really cool, like, vintage silk dress in down. We both are Texans.
Yes.
So, as you know, growing up in San Antonio, I was like, I want something a little cool. I don't want to just go to like a regular mall and like spend way too much money on a dress.
Right.
So I found this really cool, like magenta, long mermaidy dress. And I went with my really good friend, Matthew.
Okay.
He asked me on the way to stats class with a little
most
rose.
Romantic class.
It was so sweet. But we were very much just friends.
Yeah.
And I totally wouldn't have passed that class without him, to be totally honest.
Wow. Shout out to Matthew.
Shout out to Matthew.
Sounds like
honestly,
he had a huge impact on your high school experience.
he is the reason I passed AP stats.
He's the reason you are the woman you are today.
Truly, thank you, Matthew. #blessed.
Knows how to change a life.
Truly. Actually, very similar to Bella and Edward. We went with my friend Rebecca and her date.
Okay.
And then it was at this very fancy place, the Elan Hotel in San Antonio, Hill Country. And it was so over the top and like crazy, and nobody was really dancing or doing anything. And so we stayed for maybe an hour and a half.
Okay.
And then we left and went and saw The Great Gatsby movie in the movie theater.
That's a great movie to see in full prom attire.
It was actually really great. And I was so cold. And Matthew gave me his jacket to wear.
What an amazing prom night you had.
I highly recommend going overdressed to the movies.
I definitely, yeah, maybe the best prom experience I've heard yet on this show or just in my life.
That is amazing.
I feel like I talk to a lot of people who don't have who are just like, yeah, I went, whatever. But I've never seen someone yearn for the prom night the way that you just did.
I think it's because I left.
Like, yeah.
I think it's because I didn't stay there.
Yeah, I think it's because of all the other things that weren't prom that you did.
Exactly.
That's maybe.
I made the night my own.
Did your prom have a theme? Because this prom has a theme.
Oh my God, what was our prom's theme?
The theme, while you think, the theme of this prom is Casino Monte Carlo.
Oh my God, so funny. I can't wait to get into that. Yeah. Ours was like gold or something.
Oh, cool.
I think it was just like sparkly and gold.
Okay.
I really wish I'm remembering now, but it's not coming back to me. Yeah. Honestly, wasn't notable enough to remember.
Not a great theme.
Not a great theme.
If it doesn't really stick like that. That's a hard one. Just sort of the color of gold is a hard one to get on board with.
Yeah, I just remember it was like way over the top. And I remember being like, we raised all this money and like, what is it going towards? You know?
Bella and Edward enter prom under a little archway.
Absolutely.
That says Casino Monte Carlo, presumably the theme of the prom. There's a photographer there taking their prom photos. Strikes me as someone who did not have a normal high school experience, strikes me as kind of weird to do it there.
Yeah, like right when you walk in.
And where there's like very clearly a trail of other prom
people
students, coming up, like who are going to be in the background of your photo.
Totally.
I feel like typically the prom photo, there is a backdrop.
Totally.
It is at an angle where you can't see the other people who just arrived or just left. This is maybe not the best place to do that.
I can't believe you're making me do this.
Smile.
I also felt like that was when like a starting gun went off, and then this scene was like, and we're starting the lap of prom. We're starting the lap of prom. We're going to walk in. We're going to see these people and these people and these people. And what's funny about the photo moment too is Edward's like, smile. But he's not looking at the camera.
He's also not smiling.
He's not smiling. He's just telling Bella what to do. He's like her purse.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand why that whole moment is so awkward to me.
We're going to get a little bit more into the weird dynamic underlying this in a little bit.
Amazing.
Because
there's a lot to unpack.
I don't like it.
No, it's very icky.
I'm afraid that you may leave this one a little less Team Edward than you entered it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't come out of the whole prom experience smelling the best.
No, he doesn't.
He tells her to smile when they take the picture. And then they walk into prom and it's just already going.
It's already going. It's a bunch of 17 and 18-year-olds, maybe 16-year-olds that actually know how to gamble.
They do.
They all know how to gamble.
Is this not normal?
I don't know what's normal, but I remember when I saw this, I was like, how many of those kids had to Google Monte Carlo to understand
for sure.
what the theme meant? And I mean, I would assume in order to go there and have a good time, you would need to learn some basic gambling skills or card skills.
I will say, I can vouch for that in a little in one way. I did mock trial in high school because I was super cool. And
Obviously.
Every year at the state tournament, there would be one night that was like a big party night. And part of that was there was always like a casino room.
Oh, cool.
I think there was a roulette table, a poker table, and a blackjack table. And I'm pretty sure I knew how to play, and a craps table.
Oh.
That's what the four were. Craps did not understand, still don't. No one does. It's all made up. But I think I, as a high schooler, definitely knew how to play. I mean, roulette's easy.
Yeah.
I had played blackjack and poker before. This is also, for what it's worth, in 2008, which is just after the peak of Texas Hold'em, just running into American society, and the World Series of Poker and things like that getting really huge. So I can guarantee you, circa 2008, a solid 80% of high school boys know how to play Texas Hold'em and have played it before.
That's good to hear, because I was very skeptical when I saw this theme and saw all the things happening.
That honestly made me nostalgic for high school.
That's pretty cool that you can say that.
It's fun. And if I was at that prom, that's absolutely what I would be doing.
Yeah, you'd be like, I came here to win.
Yeah, I'm going to hang out at this table
Yeah.
because I don't want to, I don't want to dance or talk to people.
Right, and that's what's good about, I guess, this theme, or a plus about it, is that there is an activity to do.
That
like,
is
part of why I left my prom was I was like, it's just, nobody's really dancing. The people that are kind of clearly look and feel a little awkward.
Yeah.
We don't have alcohol because we're in high school.
Right.
So nobody's really like loosening up.
It's too loud to talk.
It's too loud to talk.
You need a card table.
You need a card table. You need something to do. Yeah.
I will say, during these sort of establishing shots as they walk into the room, we see a bunch of just sort of, the other high school students who are already there.
Yep.
Bella and Edward must have arrived to prom late because
clearly,
it's
already pumping.
It's in progress.
100%.
It's a PIP. During this sort of montage, we hang for a little while. I'm going to show you, and I'll post this on social media. We hang for a little bit on this student right here. Do you know who this is? I'll tell you. It took me a few views. I've seen this movie a few times. I only just now realized today for the first time
who that is. Is that Edward's sister?
No, that's Victoria.
Oh.
The redhead.
Oh, the evil one.
Yes, of the three vampires who come and break up the baseball game.
She was at the prom.
Yeah, kind of a main antagonist of the movie. And we see her, the movie ends with her like up at prom.
Right.
And I will admit, I've been recording episodes out of order recently. So in the next episode, you're going to hear me and my next guest talking about her and asking, how did she get there? What is she doing there? And I wish I'd recorded them in order, because the answer is apparently she's just hanging out there with the rest of the students. Edward should pick up on that, I would think.
Especially if he's like doing this welcome tour with Bella around the prom.
Right. And if he can like read minds and everything,
he would definitely know she was there. What a thing to go over the head of Edward Cullen.
And also, like, Forks High School, not a huge high school.
No.
I would imagine everyone knows everyone there. So
totally.
If this rando, who looks a solid 10 years older than everyone else in the room, is just there, I feel like people would notice.
And also, I wonder, she's in what you just showed me. She's very turned away and difficult to recognize. I wonder if, like, hear me out. I wonder if maybe it was like just a quick, like, she looks really good and we need to get this, we need one more person in this spot to make it be Monte Carlo night,
Well, no, because it, like, the movie ends with like
she's at the prom.
Yes. And like, so like the next scene is Bella and Edward dancing in a little gazebo.
Right.
And then it sort of pulls back to see this same student at the same angle, like turned away upstairs watching them. And then she turns around and lets her hair down, and the dramatic reveal.
Like, that's Victoria.
But this like 3 seconds of establishment in a montage that is super easy to miss is showing us she's just there mingling with the students.
So crazy.
Kind of weird that, like, it's honestly surprising that Edward and Bella don't see her in this room of what I would say is about 40 people.
Well, she has an updo.
She has an updo. Her
scent is concealed.
She's got a big fake fur
She's got some faux fur. She's got, I mean, what I can only imagine to be some cash she's spending there. We don't know. We don't know.
Where does a vampire go to get an updo, I wonder?
That is a very good question.
There's a lot. How did this vampire get prom ready in such a short amount of time? I don't know. Her presence in this scene raises so many more questions.
So many good questions.
Than will be answered by this scene or the next one.
I want to know where she got her dress.
I do. I also want to know that too.
I want to know how she got prom ready. That's a burning question that I have.
I want to know who did that makeup. I want to know who did that hair.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume she killed another student who was on the way to prom and took the dress.
That's a really good theory.
That's my theory, and I have no way to prove that.
That's a really good theory.
Bella and Edward just sort of look around. This is where we're going to talk about sort of the Edward-Bella dynamic in this scene.
Yes.
Because there's not a lot of dialogue. This scene mainly exists to establish and set up the next scene, is to just say, we're here at prom.
Right.
Wow, you are really trying to kill me.
Prom is an important rite of passage. I don't want you to miss anything.
Oh.
Which is sort of a continuation of this weird theme of Edward is simultaneously dating Bella, but also like guiding her through this high school experience, like making sure she has a normal childhood before.
While also like stealing her childhood at the same time in some ways.
Yeah.
It is interesting how he's like, this is an important rite of passage. You should be experiencing this. Yet like, there's nothing normal about their situation. Mm-hmm. And I can tell she's very much like uncomfortable being there.
It's this weird combination of like, he clearly regrets not having a normal childhood before turning into a vampire.
Right.
And now he's living vicariously through her to either A, convince her that normal life is good, or B, make sure she has the life he wishes he had.
Right.
Which either way is not the healthiest way to process the trauma that he's been through.
Totally.
Not the best.
Not the best.
I normally read listener emails at the end, but I feel like this is relevant now. I got an email a long time ago from a listener named Neha, who writes, "Hi, I heard about your podcast from the podcast Gender Forking that I listen to regularly. Shout out to our friends over there. Your show has a really cool concept and I love it. Thank you. Bella mentions she will go to Florida instead of prom in the movie. In the book, she mentions going to Seattle. She ends up at the prom. It might make her look like a liar, but she is surprised by Edward in the book and doesn't know about going to prom until he drives them to prom, which is weird.
Weird.
Seems like a difficult surprise to pull off.
Yeah, because you'd have to be like, here, put on a really nice outfit.
Right.
Get all up, done.
It's the night of prom. Put on the nicest dress you've ever worn. My sister is going to do your hair in an updo. Try not to figure out why.
And then we're just going to go to prom.
Yeah.
That would be a lot.
Yeah. And like, if she doesn't want to go to prom, don't make her go to prom.
That's the thing.
Respect her wishes.
Respect her wishes.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what's interesting about their dynamic in this scene. Because it is like, okay, smile. I decided to take you here because I thought this is what would be best for you.
Yes,
but she's clearly uncomfortable. Like, and it's also, I mean, when I saw this, I was very, very, very young. And like, when you look back on a lot of like heterosexual romantic comedies, you can't help but be like, wait, that was like really not healthy as a dynamic, you know?
Yeah, and that's been a lot of sort of the unpacking of Twilight.
Totally.
By the fandom in general, and you know, again to mention the Gender Forking podcast, viewing Twilight through that lens casts it in a completely different light. A lot of things that may seem fun and romantic when you're a young person, 15 years later are
controlling and manipulative,
screaming red flags.
Yeah, 100%.
This man is essentially making her do things so that she becomes the wife he wants to have.
And
that's weird.
That's weird. And he wants to suck her blood.
Yeah. And also kind of wants her to go, like, is doing these things to kind of convince her that you don't actually want to be with me.
Yeah. It's like he's holding both. He's like, I want you to be with me forever, but also like, you need to not be with me forever so that you can have a normal life.
I want you to be with me forever. You want to be with me forever.
Right.
But being with me forever is essentially a punishment that I don't think you deserve.
Right. So I'm going to kind of give you like this farewell tour of like mortal life.
Yeah.
So that you can be a little bit more informed for your decision.
And if you do decide to be with me forever,
right,
I have the fully fledged out wife I want to have. The more I talk about it, the less I like it. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it's really complex.
It really is. They're in a room of, like we said, about 40 students dancing in a smallish room. I couldn't help but notice the students are all slightly out of sync with the music.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the reason why is...
It was dubbed later.
Yes. Like the song we're hearing is not the song they were dancing to. I'm assuming they just like the shots of students dancing. They didn't record any audio at all. They just had the students dance to a different sort of filler song.
Yep.
And they decided they would pick it out later. Or the alternative, which is less likely but is more fun, is that they're going full silent rave and there is no music so that they can record dialogue and the students just have to silently dance and have a good time.
I would really love for it to be that theory.
That's what I want as well.
Because honestly, when you watch it, it looks very odd. Like it looks like everybody is very detached from one another, but in this space. And I agree, it's like the motion of the bodies is off. It's also like the way the camera is panning is kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's also like perfectly, which I find kind of hard to believe, but everybody they say hi to has like 3 feet around them where nobody else is there.
Right.
So it's like a little too, I could totally see it being silent in there because it's a little like too calm for prom.
It is. And also everyone's too fully bought into the idea of prom.
Yeah.
There is no one there who is like, feels like they're too cool for this or feels like they're too scared of it.
Right.
Everyone is just like, we're prom. We're supposed to be dancing. This is what we're doing now.
Yeah. But like in actuality, when you go to prom, of course there are moments, and I'm sure a lot of people really are enjoying themselves, you know.
Yeah.
But there's also some room for like, what do I do with my hands right now?
Right.
Or like, I need to go talk to somebody because I found myself alone in this moment.
Right.
You know?
I don't really know how to dance, but I'm expected to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, oh my God, my crush is here.
Oh my God.
What am I gonna do?
I guess I'll just go see The Great Gatsby.
That story in my life.
If that's an option for you, listener.
Honestly, if that's an opportunity, I highly encourage you to leave prom and go to the movies.
We pan around these dancing students. As you mentioned, all of our friends are here.
They're all here, perfectly silhouetted.
Yes. Mike and Jessica point at Bella. Bella gives them a little throat cut jump motion. I have no idea what they're trying to communicate to each other.
Oh, wait, Anna Kendrick?
Yeah, Anna Kendrick.
Oh, she's talking about her boobs in her dress. Yeah, she's like, hey girl, and then she's like, your boobs, and then she puts her thumb up and she's like, they look good. She's like, I know, right?
Oh my God, that makes so much, because many scenes ago when they are dress shopping, Anna Kendrick like specifically says like, I like the way that my boobs look in this dress.
Exactly. It is very much a callback to that scene.
Wow.
And so she's like giving her that validation. Okay. And of course, Anna Kendrick looks really awkward because she's doing the awkward bob out of sync with the music that everybody else is.
I didn't even consider that at all. My eyes were up here, and by up here I mean her throat.
Totally.
Where I thought Kristen Stewart was gesturing.
You were just responsibly viewing, Ben.
I was. Yeah. I was not.
Totally.
I wasn't thinking about boobs.
That was a deep cut.
Yeah.
I knew what she was doing.
You just opened a door into my mind. Like that connection makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
That was the real twist ending of this movie the whole time, is a callback to the boobs in the prom dress.
Anna Kendrick finally got the moment she needed.
We see the guy that almost hit Bella with the van.
Oh, yeah.
Just there, just hanging out, having a good time.
He's just hanging out.
Good for him. Doesn't seem to have a date.
Nope.
At least he's gotten over the experience of almost killing one of his classmates.
He was really upset.
That's a rough time for him, especially when the dad of that student is the chief of police.
Yeah.
And you appear to be the only black student in town.
Yep.
But he's doing great.
He's doing okay. Honestly, I was really scared for him when that happened.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Eric and Angela are up there DJing. I didn't know they let students do that.
Yeah. And again, that one too, it's like, I didn't actually see a lot of DJing happen.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, we're bobbing.
Right.
Oh, hey, Bella. Like,
right. Not touching the board.
No, I didn't see any physical DJing happening.
No. Eric is wearing headphones.
He's wearing headphones.
Also, this is not this is not like a remix of a song they're dancing to. This is just a song that you just sort of have to hit play on.
Right.
There's a good chance that this DJ booth situation is a photo op.
100%.
Where you can just sort of go hang out by a soundboard that's not plugged into anything.
And just be like, look, I'm DJing
Put
at
on
prom.
some headphones,
Totally.
right, and get a picture with your date.
Again, what we're all looking for at prom, something to do with our hands.
Exactly. Yes. We need props.
Let's get a prop DJ stand over there. Come hang out, get some photos.
That's a great idea. Our last friend that we see is, I think there's an ice carving of a dolphin. That's nice. Nice little touch. They didn't have to do that.
A nice touch.
It's back there, though.
It was in the budget.
Again, amazed that Forks High School has the prom budget that they do.
Amazing that they do. Yeah.
This prom, it has to be expensive.
It has to be. Look at all. They had like a wheel. What is the wheel thing called?
I have no idea.
Some sort of wheel of fortune. They had all those tables.
There's a disco ball.
The venue itself
on some
is
sort of cliffside resort.
I was going to say like a cliffside boathouse, essentially.
Yeah.
Like clearly a lot of money here.
Right.
Yeah.
For not a lot of students.
No.
They've got someone bankrolling this one.
Yeah.
But it's just sort of as soon as they arrive within, before the song ends,
Yep.
Edward asks Bella if she wants to go, and she says yes, and then they leave.
You wanna go?
I wonder what about it for her?
Yeah.
What was the moment she was like, I'm ready to go?
I mean, probably as soon as she arrived.
Probably.
Like, she doesn't want to be there at all. If it was up to her, she
wouldn't have even gone.
Maybe at home, maybe seeing The Great Gatsby. And then they go, just sort of go.
They just kind of leave.
They walk away. Can't say as I blame them.
I don't blame them either. It looked like an interesting prom, though. I mean,
yeah. If you're into that kind of thing.
You're into that kind of thing, I thought maybe they would try to play a game, maybe.
Sure.
At least go talk to their friends. But it was really just a drive-by. They're just like, hey, hi. Okay, let's leave.
Edward can read minds. He could go to that poker table and clean up.
You know what? He totally could.
Yeah.
But he tries to be an ethical vampire.
He does.
He tries not to, dabble in any of that.
Sure. I guess so.
But I would want him to.
Yeah, for sure. Please.
Yeah.
That's definitely what I would do. If I was at that prom, I would be at the gambling tables, especially if I was a vampire.
Especially if I was a vampire or even just a normal person gowned for college.
Yeah.
If I had a vampire boyfriend, I'd be like, hey, let's get some textbooks out of this.
Right. I doubt they're gambling for real money, but there's a prize at the end of the night.
There's definitely a prize. What do you think the prize is worth, the Forks prom?
Definitely gift certificate to a restaurant in town.
Yeah, like the steakhouse.
Yeah, or like some Italian restaurant.
Sure.
The one that they go to earlier in the movie, I bet.
Yep, probably a gift card.
Yeah. Gift certificate. It was printed out from the printer, I bet.
For sure, it's in an envelope.
Yeah, definitely.
A gift certificate.
It's just like cut from a piece of paper. Yeah.
Probably a Forks High sweatshirt.
That's a possibility.
That's like the bronze of the prizes.
Yeah.
You get that in a little koozie.
Right.
To take with you as a memento. Yeah. What do you think the silver prize is? That's
a great question. First place is a gift certificate. Third place is some Forks High swag. It's the year 2008. It's got to be an iTunes gift card.
I was going to say iTunes.
It's got to be an iTunes
as soon as you said
card.
2008, I saw my iPod mini. And I was like, oh, yeah. iTunes, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a $10 iTunes gift card.
Absolutely.
You could buy 10 songs with that.
You're taking me back to my stocking in 2008.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
I was just very excited about this scene.
Yeah.
There are many times I respect the Twilight film for sure.
Yeah.
There are moments in the film, and as somebody that read the books before I saw the movies, there are moments that make me giggle.
Yeah.
This scene is definitely one of them. And I respect it.
It's a nice way to sort of end your movie. Everyone's happy.
Everybody's
dancing.
happy. They're together. They're dancing. They're having a good time.
They're all
and
experiencing prom in line with their character, essentially.
And then it's like, let's go.
Yeah.
And I giggle a little bit.
And then they go have a little talk about what we learned in the movie, essentially.
That's pretty much what happens. Victoria lets her hair down. We move on towards Breaking Dawn.
That's it.
Yep.
New moon.
New moon.
If you had to give this scene a name, what would it be? And this is also going to be the name of the episode, so please do me a favor and make it good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is Stop and Go Prom.
Stop and Go Prom. Love it. Just came right up with it.
Just came right up.
Normally, my editor has to edit out a good long break. You were ready to go with that.
I just saw it as a pit stop.
Yeah.
It was a
really
little pit stop on their night. They were like, they go.
They check in, they're gone.
That's it.
Just like you did.
Hey.
Even faster than them. Theirs, I will say. You lasted a little bit longer on the dance floor than they did.
I think I might have.
Camille Mitchell, if people want to follow you on social media or maybe see you in an improv show somewhere or maybe purchase ice cream from a puppet that you're controlling.
Absolutely.
Where can they do those kinds of things?
Absolutely. Through the end of September, you can find me at the Sugar Hole at Color Club, which is at Hamlin and Elston here in Chicago in the
Illinois.
Irving Park neighborhood. I also have an Instagram. You can follow me at Mealyworm, Millee Worm, and that will get you up to date on all my other puppet and performing happenings.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you want to follow the show on social media, you can do so at bitesizedpod_ on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, or just bitesizedpod, no underscore on Tumblr, because I hate consistent branding. You can also, if you want to be like Neha and send an email to the show, you can send an email to myfavoritetwilightpodcast@gmail.com. Apologies to all other Twilight podcasts. To finish reading that email from Neha, I know your hard rule about not mentioning books, but I love defending the series, even though some parts it is tricky. It is tricky. You're right about that. I love the books and would really appreciate it if you can mention this fact in the prom scene. Thanks. I did that, Neha. That's why it took a solid 6 months for me to respond to your email, but we got there eventually.
We got there.
All that information and more at twilightpodcast.com. Thank you to my editor, Ben Oxher, for putting this together. Thank you to the band Swimwear Department for letting me use their song Mauled to Death as our theme. Give them a listen wherever you listen to music, like on my phone. And that is it. That is all we have today. As we always say at the end of every episode,
don't get bitten.
Don't get bitten. See you next time.
You wanna go?